Good evening and welcome to Front Page on AIM Network, India's definitive media organization on everything AI and technology. Front Page is powered by Cipher 2025, India's biggest AI summit and expo. Let's dive in to the headlines for tonight. Anthropic triples valuation to $183 billion with a record 13 billion Series F, overtaking OpenAI in enterprise LLM share as API spend explodes past $8.4 billion mid-2025. Puch AI snaps up India's most expensive number to power sovereign AI on WhatsApp and calls, reaching nearly 1 million monthly users. Even Mr. Shashi Tharoor calls it impressive and exciting. Yesterday, we spoke about this film. Today, it's already in theaters. With Kiran Rao on board as executive producer, a movie every Indian should watch as AI enters daily life. And hopefully, we will have the director joining us. We open with a spin-off from OpenAI, which is now worth more than the entire Indian unicorn ecosystem combined. Anthropic has just raised $13 billion in a Series F round at a jaw-dropping $183 billion valuation. That's bigger than all the VC money raised in India last year by one single AI lab. And here's a fascinating fact. SpaceX, the company that builds rockets, has raised just $12 billion in its entire history. This isn't just another fundraise. It's actually a clear signal that AI is the new Manhattan Project. In May 2023, Anthropic was worth $4.1 billion. By March 2025, $61.5 billion. Today, September 2025, here it is, $183 billion. That is a 3-time jump in just 6 months. And the money isn't from apps, it's for compute. Training GPT-4 cost about $100 million. Claude 4 or Opus, likely $1 billion plus dollars. At this pace, Claude 7 may need its own sovereign wealth fund. Enterprises are voting with their wallets. LLM API spend doubled in 6 months, up from $3.5 billion in 2024 to $8.4 billion mid-2025. Anthropic now leads the enterprise API market with 32% share, overtaking OpenAI at 25% and Google at 20%. So basically, in coding, Claude dominates with 42% share, double OpenAI's 21%. Their killer product, Claude Code, an agentic coding integrated development environment, IDE, in just 3 months. It hit $500 million run rate revenue, growing 10 times almost overnight. And businesses are choosing performance over price. Even though model costs are dropping 10 times per year, 61% of enterprises say they switch models for better performance, not to save money. That's why Anthropic's revenue skyrocketed from $1 billion to $5 billion run rate in just 8 months, making it the fastest growing software company in history. As one can clearly see, AI spend is shifting from training models to running them in production, from open source experiments to closed source lock-in. Today, 77% of startups and 51% of enterprises avoid open source entirely. What we are actually seeing is consolidation around a few frontier labs where whoever controls compute, power, and GPUs, well, controls the future of intelligence. Anthropic, once dismissed as the OpenAI spin off, is now the enterprise AI market leader, backed by some of the world's biggest investors, Iconic, Fidelity, Lightspeed, BlackRock, and sovereign wealth funds from Qatar to Singapore. From $4 billion dollars in 2023 to $183 billion dollars today, Anthropic's rise shows us one thing. This isn't about apps. It's about owning intelligence itself. Please let us know what you think in the comments below. So, what if the future of Indian AI began with a phone number? Puch AI has just bought India's most expensive mobile number, and here it is 90909090, and yes, you guessed it, 90. Not for vanity, but as a bold statement. India deserves its own AI. Even Shashi Tharoor is asking, are Indian investors listening? Startup launches sovereign AI on WhatsApp and calls, already serving nearly 1 million users monthly. 60% first time AI adopters. Puch AI is building a sovereign AI platform designed to run independent of foreign influence. Why? Well, this is why. Because when Chinese models call Arunachal Pradesh South Tibet, and when US labs dominate global APIs, relying on foreign AI is a sovereignty risk. Instead, Puch AI is becoming India's gateway to AI, just like Jio was for the internet, UPI for payments, and quick commerce for shopping. Their AI already works on WhatsApp and voice calls, the channels where everyday Indian lives are living and speaking. Nearly 1 million people use it monthly, and for 60% of them, this is their first ever AI experience, often through local language and voice notes. Puch AI claims stronger multilingual support than Meta, better video generation than Grok, all fully self-hosted. Despite limited resources and even WhatsApp's restrictions, Puch AI is already outperforming global giants in areas that matter most for India. 22 Indic languages with natural voice note support. Celebrity AI voices on calls from Shah Rukh Khan to Sachin Tendulkar. Better video generation than Grok. And it's all self-hosted. No external APIs, no foreign servers. This isn't about competing with OpenAI, Meta, or Google on model scale. It's actually about owning the distribution to 1 billion plus Indians. Puch AI mirrors India's technological revolutions. Jio for internet, UPI for payments, now AI for all. Conversely, Jio has something very similar, which is called Jio Phone Call AI. Meanwhile, OpenAI also launched an experimental hotline, 1-800 ChatGPT, accessible via WhatsApp and phone calls. But the rollout, well, limited to the United States with just 15 free minutes per month. That didn't quite catch fire in India. Siddharth Bhatia, co-founder of Puch AI, the startup making waves by buying India's most expensive phone number. I'll repeat it again for you. 90909090. Yes, 90. And positioning itself as the gateway to AI for 1 billion people. An ex-Googler, Siddharth has been vocal about the need for a sovereign AI stack for India, independent, multilingual, and built for everyday users, not just tech elites. Mr. Bhatia was unreachable at the time we had contacted him to join us tonight with his insights. So, we come to the question: from the streets of small towns to the halls of parliament, Puch AI is sparking a conversation. Should India build its own AI stack just like it built UPI? Well, by turning a phone number into a national symbol, Puch AI is betting that the road to AI adoption in India won't start with flashy apps or billion-dollar APIs. It will start with a simple call to, yes, you guessed it, 9090909090.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM.
And I have seen this place grow from strength to strength. Speakers, the sessions, and the vibe around that.
Love the vibe. Love to see how big it has gotten over the years.
The largest AI conference in India.
Cipher has definitely attained a cult status.
Artificial intelligence.
AI.
Coexisting.
AI.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM.
And I have seen this place grow from strength to strength. Speakers, the sessions, and the vibe around that.
Love the vibe. Love to see how big it has gotten over the years.
The largest AI conference in India.
Cipher has definitely attained a cult status.
Artificial
intelligence.
AI. Coexisting.
AI.
And for our final story tonight, let us raise the curtains on humans in the loop. Here it is.
आपने बुलाया?
नेमा जी, आज अपने पेस्ट को क्या लेबल किया?
पेस्ट ही किए हैं।
इसको क्या किया?
वो पेस्ट नहीं है मैडम, वो हानि नहीं पहुंचाता है। हम आपको प्रेजेंटेशन के वक्त ही बताना चाहते थे, वो पेस्ट नहीं है। वो पत्ता जरूर खाता है पर पत्ते का सड़ा हुआ हिस्सा खाता है ताकि बाकी का पौधा ठीक रहे, हानि नहीं पहुंचाता है। एआई बच्चे की तरह है मैडम, उसको गलत सिखाएंगे तो गलत सीख जाएगा।
ऐसा है नेमा जी, क्लाइंट ने अगर बोला है कि ये पेस्ट है तो ये पेस्ट है। आपका काम है लेवल करना, बस उतना ही करिए, अपना दिमाग मत घुमाइए। यही बच्चे की तरह है, फलाना है, ढिमकाना है। आपको सच में लगता है कि यही एक बच्चा है? पूरा परिवार बसाने आ गया है यहाँ। जाइए जाके अपना काम करिए।
A powerful scene which makes one think, what if the person teaching AI right now, as we speak, is a young mother in Jharkhand who refuses to call a living thing a pest? That single label, care versus compliance, might decide how machines see us. Humans in the Loop follows Nehma, an Adivasi woman who returns home, raises two kids, and takes a job labeling data for AI, where every tag is a moral choice. Written and directed by Aranya Sahai, the 72-minute Hindi Kuruk feature premiered at Mami, traveled to festivals like IFFK, and now opens in select Indian theatres this September. Recently, Kiran Rao and Biju Topa joined Humans in the Loop as executive producers alongside the original producer team, Mathivanan Rajendran, Shilpa Kumar, and Sarabhi Ravichandran. This is what Kiran now the executive producer, had to say. Deeply moving and thought provoking. A film that carries an important global message about technology, labor, and the risk of losing valuable knowledge systems. The film treats AI like a child and labelers like caregivers. Nehma's worm versus pest moment crystallizes the clash between lived knowledge and a manual, between indigenous ethics and algorithmic instruction. Behind shiny model demos is invisible ghost work in places like Jharkhand, often by women. When bias creeps into labels, it actually scales into products and power. The film asks not just, can AI be fair, but whose fairness are we encoding? Tonight, a film that makes the invisible visible. Humans in the Loop is Aranya Sahai's debut feature. Born from months of field research and inspired by Karishma Mehrotra's reportage on women data annotators in small town India. Aranya, FTII trained, research first, and fiercely humane, frames AI as a child and the labelers as its caregivers. It's a tender, political, necessary gaze at how India's women are quietly shaping machine intelligence, one bounding box at a time. We, of course, are very, very lucky to have Aranya join us. He is, of course, going to be taking a little while getting the technicality right. He, of course, got the film bang on, but we are just trying to connect with him. So till he is available with us, I have to tell you that we are going to be discussing a lot in terms of the journey that he took for such a poignant film that he's made, the lens that he has actually opened for all of us to go ahead and question a lot of the choices, a lot of the things that we are doing in daily lives, because AI has pretty much become a part of our lives. But till Aranya joins us, I, as always, will request you to join us for Debunked. Yes, the show where we only talk tech and all the myths are slam dunked. And as always, I shall be joined by the very tall, not just in height but also in stature, Mr. Abhishek Kumar from Adasi. So don't go anywhere, because we are going to be doing Debunked, and then post that, Aranya is going to dazzle us with his directorial messages.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM.
And I have seen this place grow from strength to strength. Speakers, the sessions, and the vibe around that.
Love the vibe. Love to see how big it has gotten over the years.
The largest AI conference in India.
Cipher has definitely attained a cult status.
Artificial
Artificial intelligence.
AI. Coexisting.
AI.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM.
And I have seen this place grow from strength to strength. Speakers, the sessions, and the vibe around that.
Love the vibe. Love to see how big it has gotten over the years.
The largest AI conference in India.
Cipher has definitely attained a cult status.
Artificial
Artificial intelligence. AI.
coexisting.
AI.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Debunked. Yes, and as always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Abhishek Kumar, who I'm so happy to welcome back on Debunk. Kahan the Abhishek? We missed you. But of course, let me introduce everyone to the fact that today Abhishek is going to be discussing a tool with us, which is going to be, well, quite mind-blowing. It's not visual. It is going to be a world of the audio scenario, because we have done a lot of visuals and we've done a lot of images.
Yes.
So you wanted to get into audio, right?
Yep.
We follow wherever you go, O Sensei. So can we start?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sudhi. So attention please. Train number 15227 is going to arrive on platform number 4. Do you understand what is happening?
अभिषेक तुम अडासी में काम करते थे, क्या हो गया?
Okay. The validity of your number XYJ is going to expire today. Please recharge as soon as possible.
Okay, I didn't know that, but that's fine. I'll try
Okay, what
to
do you
figure-
get from my conversation?
That you have a job at night.
Okay. I will ask you a question from this.
Okay.
Whatever I said, at some point of time, you might have heard of this.
Yes.
You might have been to railway stations.
Yes.
You might have missed
I've missed
recharges.
trains.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think? These voices are AI generated or these are human voice?
Okay, so here's my thought,
Yeah.
which is the fact that these are recorded,
Okay.
and then tech is used to make sure that they are giving that kind of a treatment.
Yeah, that's very fair. Actually, the voice that you hear at platforms,
Yes.
that is actually recorded.
Okay.
That is the voice of
You've been doing that?
Sarla Chaudhary is the name of the person.
Thank you for clarifying, Abhishek. Yes.
Okay, and these IVR systems that you interact with, like just now I said, your recharge is expiring and all. So these are mostly AI generated.
Ah, okay, fair. So that's where the distinction is.
Yeah. So the thing is that these railway announcements we are hearing since we were born, right? So
Yeah.
actually it is since 1980s.
Wow, nice.
And do you know at what time machine was first capable to generate human voice? Any guesses?
Wait, since I'm guessing 1950.
1950 is bang on.
What are you saying?
It is exactly 1950 when.
Why didn't I guess something better anyway?
Okay, so in 1950 there was a lab called Bell Lab.
Okay.
Bell Telephonic Lab in USA.
Yes.
Right? So they were the pioneers. They were the first to generate voice which resembled humans, right?
Right.
Then the question arises, if they have already done that in 1950, then why did we come up with human voice for like railway announcement kind of thing?
Or like Mr. Amitabh Bachchan in PhonePe.
Yeah, that is very recent.
That is recent, yes.
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
I just wanted to drop that name.
Yeah, we are
because
still
it
in 80s.
does carry a lot of weightage.
Yeah, so even after discovery in 1950, in 1980 we came up with human voice. Why do you think this happened? Why didn't we use like machine generated voice for railway announcements in?
Basically because maybe there was a lack of the tech that we were not being able to plug that gap, or was it something else?
Yeah,
you
so-
look disappointed if I'm giving you the answer. You don't have to like, I want to get depressed and fall off my chair.
Okay, so in 1980s, so the concept of concatenation of voices became very popular. In which, suppose I am the voice artist, I will be recording different words, different syllables, and then as per the requirement, they will be stitched together and played.
Fair enough.
So this became popular in 80s.
Right.
And this is how Sarla Chaudhary's voice has been recorded and then it is used.
Right.
And when you go to railway station, you will feel that it looks stitched.
Because logically, it needs to be, given the fact that trains have different numbers, they have different routes.
Yeah.
So you'll have to stitch them because it's constantly changing, it's dynamic.
Yeah. And also, the thing that was developed in 1950, that was not very pitch perfect. That was just for demonstration.
Sure.
Though we should respect that because
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that was the first instance when we came to know that okay, machine can also speak like us.
Nice.
Right? But still, things were not that awesome that we take it in our commercial projects and
Sure,
do
fair
stuff
enough.
like that, which
Still
we are doing
needed
today.
to be improved, worked on in a big way.
Yeah. And things went leap and forward in, I would say, 2016.
Okay.
In 2016, actually, deep learning came.
Right.
And today, whatever in AI that we are doing, right? Whatever astonishing in AI that we are doing, be it, say, image generation, or be it text-to-text models
or
that
text
we
to
are
image,
text
or
to image, image to
video.
video, all these which we have seen so far. At the core of it is deep learning. Right? Now, this text to voice or text to speech is also no exception.
Right.
So deep learning has also given too much boost to text to speech models.
Fair.
And in this aspect, we are also seeing a lot of developments taking place these days.
Sure.
And to test that, like since 2016 till date, where we have gone so far. So I have chosen this 11 Labs, and
Which I believe is a fabulous tool.
yeah, it's a wonderful tool. Means so far, whatever tools I have tried, this
Would you very quickly maybe give us a few names that you have?
like I try to make say video on say with Google VO, so they have their own integrated. Similarly, you're working on some Microsoft tool there, you will get some text to voice convergence, right? So they have their own models integrated here and there, right? But still, 11 Labs stand out, right?
Fair.
How, why, those things we will discuss right away. So
looking forward.
this is the interface that you can see here.
Yes.
So it is as simple as that. Here there are different options like text to speech, voice changer, sound effects, voice isolator, and like that.
So this is basically the playground of the
Exactly.
Of the tool.
So voice isolator means like suppose we are talking and suppose there is a lot of noise also. So
background noise,
so-
and you want to drown all that, and you just want to isolate our sound.
It won't only clean the noise, it can also separate my mine
Voice
with
from-
yours.
yeah, fair enough.
Right? So those things it is capable of.
Sure.
Sound effects, basically sound artists need these kind of stuffs like a bird's chirping sound
Yeah.
or howling sound or whatever they need. There are many sound effects that are here that they can make use of.
Sure.
Voice changer, like I am speaking in my voice, same thing. If I want to change it, I can just record.
Do it now.
Same thing I can record in MP3,
Still in your same voice.
and then I can put it, that you will do.
Yeah.
That I can put it here and then it will change it.
Kya keh rahe ho beta?
Maybe to yours voice.
Okay.
Okay. Then is here text to speech, right? And there are some functionalities that they have provided here: speed, stability, similarity. What all these are, I will explain.
Okay,
And
before we move forward on this, very quickly, I want to ask you, since you mentioned voice isolator.
yeah,
Will that be very beneficial for people who are, let's say, doing podcasts, or for that matter, who are doing shows on YouTube or things like that? Will that help?
right now not for live, but
Not- okay.
who are doing it recorded, it will
Yeah,
definitely help.
fair. Just from a recorded point of view.
Yeah.
And as far as sound effects, that's fairly self-explanatory. It would be for people who are dabbling with music or probably designing sound or things like that.
Yes, exactly. Now here you see there is model that they have mentioned, 11 multilingual V2.
Sure.
So this is the model that is being used, and these are the functionalities
This is
here.
the second version, essentially.
Yeah, and here you can see try V3 alpha, right? So this is the latest model. A couple of months back they have released it, and it is still in alpha stage.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, so in alpha stage it means that they have just kept it for testing.
Okay.
Like more we test, more we give feedback.
Feedback, right.
They will keep it
Keep
refining.
honing it, refining
Yeah,
it.
and,
right.
and once they are satisfied, then they will be releasing it beta and
Fair
then
enough.
final release,
Fair
right?
enough.
So first, let's test this 11 multilingual V2, and then I will show you that what it cannot do that V3 will be able to do.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right.
So clean comparison.
Yeah. So suppose any sentence.
Hello, Abhishek. When did you become a railway station announcer?
Hello, Abhishek. When did you become a railway
Announcer.
announcer? Okay, are you happy?
Yes, very good. Are you happy with your
Not with
job
this.
change?
Not with
Okay.
this. Okay. Suppose you want to laugh at the end. That ha ha. You are feeling
You were
that
scaring
pride.
me by doing that.
So like this, and we
Okay.
will see that how it does it. right?
Okay, let's go ahead.
So if I say generate a speech, and by the way,
Hello,
here you can
Abhishek.
see
When
me-
did you become a railway announcer? Haha.
Okay, so it is very monotonous,
Yes.
right? And if you are a human being, you won't say like this,
Obviously, you know. Yeah.
right? So first thing we will try is speed. You can adjust speed. You understand.
Fair
what-
enough. Fair enough.
So you can make it slower, faster, right? Stability is what if stability is very high, right? It means it is more monotonous.
Yes. Okay. Understood.
Right.
Modulation is not going to be something
Yeah.
a part of.
If you keep stability less, means you are giving it more creative liberty, right? So you can keep it less. We can try that, like say, and it says here that under 30 may lead to instability. So
Okay.
that warning it is giving you.
Fair enough.
So I have done it 25 because anyway we are testing it.
Under 30%.
Under 30%, yes.
You didn't specify. Under 30 could mean age. Sorry. Bad joke.
Okay, so I am regenerating it. You will have to regenerate. Suppose I am regenerating it with less
Hello,
stability.
Abhishek. When did you become a railway announcer? Haha.
So it is
Slightly
slightly
better.
better because you gave it a little liberty, right? You don't want it to be monotonous.
Sure.
You are saying that you enjoy your liberty, right? Now, for the same thing, if
If I
I
were to do it in, let's say, Alpha 3.
alpha 3, so let's switch to V3,
Sure.
get started, right? Now here, enhanced alpha is here. And they provide you one option, like you can write.
Ah,
Google.
okay. You can give the sentiment that you want,
Yeah,
the emotion.
yeah. Now let's generate it. Here also stability, we can reduce a bit
Sure.
if they allow it.
No, I guess they're not.
Right now it's stuck. Usually they allow it. No problem. Whenever you will
They're-
go live, things like this will happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Abhishek. When did you become a railway announcer? Haha.
No, this I haven't generated it yet.
Here it is.
Let it generate, then we will see what it does, how it giggles.
Not see, here.
Yeah, whether it giggles like you or not, we will hear.
When have you heard me giggle?
Many times, don't you
have.
know? Okay, it's taking its time.
So then we can move on to what are the other facets probably that it can help you with.
Yeah, definitely. So here you can see one studio is there. In a studio, I don't want to click here, but in a studio they provide you a lot
Just
of
walk us through.
option like a playground will come where you can make storybook kind of thing.
Nice.
Those kind of stuffs are here. This is something that will interest you.
Music, man.
Music.
Always
Yeah.
interesting.
So after it is done, we will get to music and we will see that
What we can do with that.
what we can do with that.
I'm
Can
really
we
looking
can
forward
we
to that.
create
Yeah,
some
true.
music? But let me refresh it meanwhile. I think it is stuck. Let me copy this.
So tell me this, Abhishek, in terms of, you had mentioned to me
Yeah.
that the 11 Labs, this particular tool is fairly, well, self-sustaining. It's quite good. It's probably
Hello, Abhishek. When did you become a railway announcer?
Wow, man, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, huge leap from the previous
From what it
model
was.
to
Yes.
V3.
Wow, it's evident.
Evident, yes, yes.
So that brings me to this question, which I was about to ask you,
Yeah.
which is that you have used other platforms, you've used other tools
Yeah.
in the past. Now, would you say that 11 Labs, prior to this version,
Yeah.
did not have something very distinctive, or was it still ahead of the race? And suddenly, with this version, is just leapfrogged to the next dimension. It's left everyone behind.
Yeah, so before this version also things like stability control, expression control, these things were there.
Were there, okay?
But still it was not working as expected,
Sure.
right? But with this particular model, they have taken a leapfrog, as you said.
Yeah.
And that's why they are taking so much time also to
Nice, okay,
solidify
fair.
it further.
Sure,
right?
understood.
So you can see that since 2 months it is in alpha stage only. So
Right.
they really want to come up big, right? They want to resolve all the issues that are out there. They are looking at the feedbacks that we are providing. And once it is finally released,
So once they
we
probably
are
put something out, they've actually just set themselves apart as pioneers, probably.
That will be disruptive, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That brings us to music. Would you like to hear some music?
Please, absolutely. As always, I would
let's
love
see.
to. It's music to my ears.
So here, this is number of variants that you want. So let's keep just one variant.
Begin your musical journey.
Save us some
One,
time.
right?
Okay, what we can do is, so Cipher is here.
Yes, it is. And we are all excited about it.
So I will ask you to make a jingle for Cipher.
Yes, that would be nice. Like a probably a theme song or an anthem song or something that inspires. Yeah, okay, a jingle.
Okay, so what we can do is you don't even need to provide it the lyrics and all. It will make lyrics itself.
Okay.
What you
But
can
at
do
least you
is-
need to give it some sort of context.
Yeah, of course. It's not Antaryami, right? So
Correct.
You will-
Unlike you, Abhishek.
we
And
need to
you
tell it-
wear so many hats: railway announcer, Adasi member,
Yeah,
senior
yeah.
research.
Telecaller.
Okay, so we
Okay.
can give this something on the lines of we started with a whisper, but today we are ready to roar.
Okay.
Cipher in its 9th edition.
Okay.
And
Right.
there I don't know where to say. Go.
Yeah. Again,
We started with a whisper, today we are ready to roar.
we started with a
Whisper. Today we are ready to roar.
Today we are ready to roar
In our 9th edition,
in our 9th edition.
we fly
We fly
to soar.
to
SOAR.
soar.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I just thought of that. Did it
Looks
impress
nice.
you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So make a theme song
Yeah, that would be nice.
out of this lyrics
A theme song.
and a theme song. Yes.
Theme song which should be inspirational.
theme song. Which...
Can you give it sentiments? Can you give it the kind of emotions?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give it, let's say, examples? For example, can you give it a reference of a genre of music? That's point one.
Of course.
Can you give it a reference of, let's say, the kind of artist maybe you want your song to sound like? Let's say an R.D. Burman, or let's say somebody like Brian Adams, or will it be able to interact with you on those levels as well?
About artists,
not sure.
It depends, like whether they have trained it with that.
It has the bandwidth
yet,
or not. Okay.
Right. But of course, with genres, I'm sure that they are trained with such. Even if you say that, okay, in the intro, I want just the flute music, they will do that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right. So make a theme song which should be
inspirational.
Inspirational. Out of this lyrics,
and it should
feel free to modify the lyrics.
Yeah, fair enough. Is there a critique of my lyric writing? Or?
Because in lyrics, we haven't mentioned Cipher 2025.
That's true.
So
add Cipher 2020. Okay, fine. That's factual.
It is about Cipher 2025, which is
India's biggest AI summit and expo.
India's biggest AI
summit and expo. And make it sound like, I mean, the song should be like, I mean, chart busting or something.
So song should be like?
No, forget that. It'll get there's just too much in terms of input.
Yeah, it should be energetic.
Yes, nice.
Let's see, too many expectations we are having.
No, you don't have to sound so pessimistic and negative. I'm sure 11 Labs would try to do its best.
Yeah, it will try to do its best, that I'm sure.
But and you're being so judgmental, staring at the tool like...
That's my job, dude.
Okay, fair
That's my job.
You know.
Okay, so it is still preparing. So it has divided it like this.
Which is the intro, the chorus, etc.
Pre-chorus, chorus. And it is generating like this. Generating your song, and it will also communicate with you like this, that what it has done. So
nice, very interactive.
From a whisper to a roar, the future begins now. We started with a whisper, planting seeds of change. 9 editions is stronger, innovation we arrange. From data to decisions, our vision crystal clear. Together we ignite this spark that brought us here.
Nice.
Let's see. Should I play it?
You know, our producer just had a deep sigh.
Let's play it. It's energetic.
Cipher 2025, from a whisper to a roar. The future begins now. We started with a whisper, planting seeds of change. 9 editions stronger, innovation we arrange. From data to decisions, our vision crystal clear. Together we ignite the spark that brought us here. Now the world is watching, engines firing up. Knowledge in our arsenal, time to fill the cup.
You're a singer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today we are ready to roar. Cipher's calling for more. In our 9th edition we rise. Together we will soar. From whispering dreams to thunder in the sky. Unleashing AI power, watch us amplify. Whisper, roar, fly, soar. We're writing tomorrow with code and with heart. Cipher 2025, this is where the future starts. From a whisper to roaring thunder at our core. In our 9th edition, we fly, we soar, we roar.
Wow.
Quite awesome, man. Abhishek, I'm sure it's like impressed you in such a big way that you were probably ready to form your own band.
And you see here, include styles. So energetic, inspirational, electronic, anthemic, pop, uplifting. So
this is fascinating.
Whatever we don't know, it has put it here.
Which is genuinely
we can
fascinating.
Research, and howsoever we want to tweak it, right? We can tweak it from here. We can add extra styles if we want. And as I said, any instruments that you are already familiar with, you can just keep adding.
Play around with it.
Yeah.
But this is fascinating. I mean, in terms of music as a playground, I mean, you'll have just so many, a plethora of options which will open up.
Yeah.
But tell me this, a tool also needs to make sure, Abhishek, that it is assisting in a lot of other factors as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that, I mean, there might be music producers, or there might be budding musicians, or there might be a lot of people who might be playing around, interacting with it, and they might be learning and doing a lot of things, which is great. But as a tool, does it also probably ease life for people who probably have, in terms of, let's say, difficulty in translations, or for that matter, trying to understand a language, or there are certain other barriers that the people are facing?
I get you. So when we see it prima facie, so our interpretation is that it is a tool which will be very useful for, say, entertainment industry, media industry, education, and like that. But there are many other ways in which it can assist, right? For example, as you talked about language convergence and all, it can work a lot around just making this language barrier fade away. Also, suppose there is some visually impaired person, right? For them, it can be a boon. Now you
please, I would like you to explain.
Yeah. So not talking about this tool alone.
Yeah.
Coming up with some other tools, like there are meta glasses that are coming, which has cameras there, right? So right now, if anybody has to read through a book, suppose visually impaired person has to read through a book, the only way is Braille script, right? Yeah. Now, with this system, and suppose I wear a camera integrated glasses or a device like that, and I have a book in front of me, a normal book, which is not in Braille, right? This book will get converted into an audio book on the go.
Right.
So my camera will just scan through it.
Yes.
There will be a OCR system, optical character recognition. That will just read the text.
Right.
That text will be fed into these models, text to speech models, TTS models.
Fair enough.
Like alpha model that we saw, V3 alpha, which is so awesome. And these kind of models with convert it into audio with full emotions, which you can just hear, right?
Which is wonderful.
And it's not only about reading through books. You are walking on the street and there are so many systems popping here and there, so many pamphlets, so many billboards, right? It can just give you live information about all those surrounding things, so you will be aware of your surroundings all the time.
Essentially makes sure that it is becoming a bridge, it's easing people's lives. Now, very quickly, if we were to summarize it, because unfortunately, Abhishek, we have a slight paucity of time. So I apologize, but I would love to resume this session with you again.
Sure.
Because it is definitely, it can't be completed in such a shorter period of time. It's a lot of stuff that we need to explore. But if you were to go ahead and sum it up, from the point of view of how would you rate it in a scale of 1 to 10.1? And very quickly, if there is any myth or anything that you might want to debunk.
So there was a movie in 1984, Is This Spinal Tap?
Yeah. Love that film.
So in that film, there is a lead guitarist.
Yes.
So he just turns the knob of his amplifier.
Yes.
And it goes past 10 to 11.
Nice. Okay.
But 10 is the maximum that anything can go.
Sure.
10.
So you say that because of this new version. Am I right?
So the thing is that they have taken inspiration from that incident, and that's why they have named it 11
Beautiful.
laps.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for that context.
So as you asked me that how would you like to rate from 1 to 10?
Right.
So they are themselves presuming that if this kind of discussion will ever happen between Abhishek and Sudhi, they should know that.
Wow. What visionaries.
Yeah, they should know that they have already rated themselves 11 out of 10.
And so you would concur? You would say, yes, it makes sense what this is? Then?
Yeah, they are moving in the right direction. They are really working hard. And as you also asked about one myth.
Yeah, if there is any.
There is one myth. People think that these models will someday facilitate live translation.
Which will never happen.
Yeah, with zero latency, which will never happen.
Which will never happen.
why it will never happen is because whenever you speak a sentence in one language,
Correct.
if you do word by word translation into another
Cannot
language,
work.
it won't work.
And it takes time.
Yeah.
Even for humans like us.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but you because you're superhuman. But I'm saying, generally speaking, it takes time. For example, if I have to say a sentence and then convert, yeah, I agree with you. It takes time.
Yeah. So, as I said, मैं तुमसे कह रहा हूँ. If you directly translate it to English, so मैं, I, तुमसे, to you. So it won't make sense, word by word translation. So since word by word translation won't make sense, so it cannot happen with zero latency, right?
Understood.
So once something is spoken, first it will have to be split into phrases. Those phrases will be translated.
Got it.
Right? Because in many languages, suppose if there is a noun and there is an adjective, those are say 5 words apart.
Yep.
Then in some language it may be shairana, but in other language it will become stupidity, right? Because every language has its own flavor and its own way of saying things.
Yes.
So that's why I would like to debunk this, that never expect this
any tool
that will
deliver that.
Yeah, live translation.
Understood. But tools which are working towards it can get as close
as possible.
But would not ever be something which will happen with zero latency.
Yep.
Well, Abhishek, as always, it's been a true pleasure.
Same here.
And thank you so much for being with us on Debunked. We are, of course, going to be coming back with another maybe edition for 11 Labs and explore it even further and deeper.
Would love to.
But till then, ladies and gentlemen, as we had promised that we will have the wonderful director join us, and I believe that shall be happening. But till such time, I am going to be saying bye-bye to Abhishek. And Abhishek, thank you so much. It's been a true pleasure, and today we experienced your singing skills. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM.
And I have seen this place grow from strength to strength. Speakers, the sessions, and the vibe around that.
Love the vibe. Love to see how big it has gotten over the years.
The largest AI conference in India.
Cipher has definitely attained a cult status.
Artificial intelligence.
AI.
Coexisting.
AI.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM.
And I have seen this place grow from strength to strength. Speakers, the sessions, and the vibe around that.
Love the vibe. Love to see how big it has gotten over the years.
The largest AI conference in India.
Well, Aranya Sahai, FTII trained, very deeply researched, a man who I believe with his film Humans in the Loop, which is his debut film, has put across to the world that he comes across with a very nuanced narrative. And we are very, very happy and very excited to finally have Aranya Sahai on the show with us, who is going to explore this wonderful piece of cinema that he has put out there into the world, which has brought on some luminaries as executive producers, which I guess we will be talking to him about as well. Plus, it has genuinely made everyone sit up and think about what is the role of AI and maybe what is our role with AI. Welcome to the show, Aranya. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm very well. I've just reached Delhi, so which is why I'm in a cab trying to still talk and get this call.
Don't worry, you're talking wonderfully well. We can hear you, and we are very excited and happy that that you are with us. Of course, we wish you all the best for that screening for which you have gone to Delhi for. And the fact that before we get into the conversation of how the nuance of the film is, the narrative is, and all of those factors, because we have some time to explore all those facets. How does it feel when you're actually going to be walking into a screening of your film? Of course, you've done it now a few times, but I think that's a wonderful place for us to start. We would love to know. What is that feeling? How did you feel the first time that happened?
The first time that it happened, I've seen apart from the edit where you happen to see the film at least 500 times. I think now in the distribution phase, I've seen it close to 120, 25 times. And
right.
Because there's no star really in the film and there's no star director. I'm a first time director. So the idea was
You're a star, man. Don't worry about that, Aranya. You're a star in the making.
So the idea was to kind of show it as much as possible to reach a certain momentum to get to a theatrical. So this is a really nice question from that perspective, because I remember the first time that the film was screened was at Mumbai Film Festival in 2024, October last year, and it was a small screen. It was a 100-seater. It was not a very big seater. It was packed. It was not like it was not packed, because Mami is like that, all films certain uptake. But I was very, very nervous, because I was like, I didn't know, I hadn't tested on the general audience how it was going to feel like. I knew there was a strength in the writing and there was a novelty in the idea that I was sure about, but I was not sure how the pacing of the film or the
Right.
certain stance that I've taken on AI will be received. But
Sure.
I mean, I think there was Ramesh Sippy, who's the director of Sholay, who had come
Yes.
unprompted for that screening, and
Nice.
at the end of the screening, he just came to me and he told me that I बहुत दिनों बाद एक ऐसी फिल्म देखी है जिसको जिसको देख के कुछ महसूस किया, and I was
Beautiful.
it just that has stayed with me significantly since then.
Wow. Wow. So well, it would be right for me to ask you कि कितने आदमी थे?
कितने थे? 100 लोग थे.
Okay. Ananya, again, thank you so much for being with us. And here I mean, there are things where, have genuinely popped up in my head when I saw the trailer. I've seen the glimpses of the film, and you've projected AI in the most beautiful, innocent narrative. So the first thing that I want to ask you is this, which is that most pop culture makes AI the villain, which is things like coded bias, for example, Black Mirror. Then we talk about Mission Impossible, the latest edition, which is Rogue Nation. It actually weaponizes algorithms. What you did,
Yeah.
and I thought you did it very beautifully, you flipped the script in more ways than one. AI as a child, labelers
Yeah.
as caregivers. So,
Yeah.
why choose nurture over fear? Point one. And what new
Yeah.
responsibilities does that place on the people raising AI?
That's a great question. Actually, I'm going to talk about the larger ideas then. That the larger thematics of what runs behind the film.
Hmm.
I'm a very deeply sci-fi geek, right? And
Right.
there are a lot of questions that filmmakers like Denis Villeneuve through Arrival
Mm-hmm.
or Kubrick in 2001, and a
Right.
lot of Nolan
Sure.
and many other films have asked, which are for all of humanity. So if we look at um, any organic life, so as to say, we are very fragile, right?
Yes.
Any organic life might be at the threat of of dying because of an asteroid hitting us,
Yeah.
of a nuclear war, or of just pralay ही आ जाए
Mm.
on planet.
Mm.
तो ऐसे में can the question a lot of times that I've thought about is that is organic life a stepping stone to a civilization that can outlast and maybe spread to other parts, born on planet Earth but spread to other parts of the solar system,
Very
and then
interesting.
spread to other parts of the galaxy. So something
Mm.
that is born on planet Earth, it's we are limited by the flesh and bones that we have, but another sentient civilization, maybe it's not. So in
Sure.
that perspective, if AI is like an if AI could be an inheritor of all that belongs on Earth, then we
Yeah.
are custodians, right? And if we are custodians, then the whole question is that what are we passing on to this to another civilization that might be sentient at some point? um, are we are we passing on just one perspective, which is the perspective of the global north, or is there a way that an Indian perspective or the perspective of the global south, so as to say,
Mm.
can
Mm.
come into AI and it can represent all of humanity, or at least a large part of it? That became the question. That became the moot question, because here is an Adivasi woman
Yeah.
trying to, uh, raise an AI child, in so as to say, but the conflict that happens is that she is having to teach it based on first world data, so it will
Mm.
never see through her perspective. You know, so that primarily is what the world. I think that should answer your question in a sense.
It does, and it does beautifully. And the fact that you've gone ahead and created almost such an interesting conversation with just that one little thought where you said that it needs to be patra banna chahiye shayad. I think maybe that's what you were trying to get at when you spoke about
Yeah,
AI. But
absolutely. And
Yeah,
in fact, you know, the beautiful thing in your question itself, I think there's a lot of fear mongering from the perspective that there was a time in the 90s that the internet was also there were ideologically driven people who wanted to
Hmm.
make the internet for the betterment of humanity, right?
Hmm.
We are at that stage right now with AI.
Yeah.
If business interests are the only thing that will drive AI, then we are headed towards disaster. As you know, the 2020 the report 2027. I don't know if you've seen that report.
Hmm. Hmm.
That one says. But if we are raising this in a community manner with the perspectives of all of humanity, then I think we are headed in a good place.
Interesting, Aranya, that actually you speak about that, because that was one thing that definitely came to mind, that with a film like this, you talked about, of course, the fact that one doesn't need to be only blinded by the commercial aspects of things and needs to be a little more responsible. I believe that's what you're trying to
Yeah.
portray, and that's what you're trying to convey through the narrative of the film. But did you feel that that was at the core of maybe when you were writing it out, especially for, let's say, the developer community, or the community which is completely ensconced in the ecosystem of AI? Did you want them to feel a certain sense of maybe change, or nothing at all? Did you have something in mind that you wanted to give at a subliminal
I think
message
I
level?
think there is a certain perspective that when we look at the Adivasi community across India, we think that there would be a certain disconnection with technology, etc. But it's not like that.
Hmm.
It's really not like that, because we don't realize how like 2015-16 has been a watershed moment in India,
Sure.
because because internet was cheap. It has penetrated into a significant part of the country. If
True.
I have to tell you, I would trek with Adivasi boys to find these locations that are in the
Hmm.
film, and
Hmm.
these boys were like 16, 17, and they were wearing Naruto t-shirts, right? They
Nice.
had Crocs. They were wearing Crocs. So it's not
Hmm.
like that penetration hasn't happened. Simultaneously, that this work is actually happening in Jharkhand. So I don't think, like, a lot of times we have to kind of check our own perceptions are stuck
Perception,
in
yes,
time.
correct. Hmm. Hi, Aranya, can you hear me? Because I believe I've lost you.
I
I
can hear you. Yeah,
go, there you are. Right, great. Sorry.
yeah.
You were saying. So, okay, which obviously then logically brings me to this follow up, which is that what was that one moment probably in Jharkhand that made this metaphor of AI as a child and labelers as parents click for you?
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about our own misnomers, and you're saying that, okay, let's shed light on that and move away from that. But what was it like for you, where this clicked for you?
You know, interestingly, in a data labeling center that I visited, one of the managers said this as a euphemism,
Hmm.
that AI बच्चे की तरह है. I was like,
Nice.
wow. Just
Hmm.
imagine the kind of insight that there is. AI बच्चे की तरह है, उन्होंने बोला. Even in
Nice.
Karishma's article, I think this is mentioned. The article from which we got the
From
premise.
which, yes, right.
Yeah, we got the premise. I think उन्होंने जब बोला ये AI बच्चे की तरह, I was like, what does this mean, right? When
Hmm.
you, why is she saying that? So the whole thing is कि जब ये idea आया, premise आया कि यार let's make a film on an Adivasi woman interacting with AI, then we could have gone into a much darker space also, which was content moderation and the not safe for community standards, that kind of labeling. But मुझे ये लगा कि there is something more, and you can't waste this idea on violence, because violence is easy for cinema, but there is something larger that there is. So मैं gradually जब मैं research करने लगा, तो मुझे when that lady said that AI बच्चे की तरह है, I was like, that's true. Why? And AI may or may not be like a child, but this process of data labeling is certainly like parenting. You know, because what happens is that उस समय जब उन्होंने ये बात बोली तो मुझे realize हुआ कि जो data labelers काम कर रहे हैं where they are teaching an algorithm how to differentiate between a chair and a table, between colors, between cars, between movement, is the same way that a human child is raised, or even an animal child is raised, you know.
Sure.
And so then I was like, okay, if that is the case, then can you talk about AI disjointed from humanity altogether? You can't talk about it. So in that sense, I was like, okay, is AI really a clean slate? Will it be really dispassionate in its application? And the answer that came was maybe it perhaps won't be, because it is born from us, right?
Interesting.
It is born from its ancestors. So there was, just to conclude my thought, that there are two ideas in child rearing. One is that when a child is born, till the age of 5, whatever you teach it, that kind of amplifies in their life. But there's another idea that a child at the time of birth is born with almost 300 genetic patterns in their psyche. So when you kind of applies that idea to AI, the question that comes up is that AI truly a clean slate, or is it born of the prejudices? Is it born of the strengths and knowledge systems of its ancestors, which is us? And if it is, then whose knowledge system is it being is it being imparted?
Very interesting, because that actually brings me to this thought, Aranya, that it's a simple thing, and I'm sure we all have heard these lines again and again. One being, of course, child is the father of man. The fact that never would people want to be like their parents, for example, to their own children. Probably want to evolve and teach them differently. So we use these terms and theories in everyday life, probably. Why I'm asking you this is because that particular scene from where Neymar refuses to tag a worm as a pest. It's fairly unforgettable.
Yeah.
Now the point is that this is a slightly nuanced question. One is obviously the real aspect, which is that did it come from a real data manual or a field conversation, and what did you want the audiences to take away from it? This is one bit. But the other bit which I could take away from this was this, that through that very subtle scene and conversation, you were also being able to create the fact that AI is going ahead and shining a light on our own biases as the custodians, or for that matter, the givers of knowledge. Did I get that right, or have I failed completely and I should leave the class?
No, stay there, because I think it's perfectly, it's a perfectly well-rounded understanding of that scene. I think for me, like personally, it comes from two things, right? When you're working with an idea like this, AI is one part of it. The other part is the Adivasi perspective. Now, the Adivasi perspective on a lot of things is that there is life, and this comes from my conversations with a lot of Adivasi women specifically, where they have told me that when you walk on grass, as a non-Adivasi, you feel like you're entitled to it, but as an Adivasi, I will say that I thank it, right? And from that perspective, if there is a certain kind of sentience in all of life, when an Adivasi woman would be working with AI, the fact that there is a deep-seated belief that there's life in everything, she would begin to feel like there is life in this AI creature also, which we as a non-Adivasi may not, take. So if she begins to believe this, then she would like to raise it properly in the way that she knows how to see the world. But the problem that arises is that there is a dichotomy here, because she's having to train it on first world data, and because of that, she is the biggest problem is that her perspective, वो कितना भी try कर ले, at the end of it, she's a small part of a larger, small cog in a larger wheel, right? And kitna bhi wo try kar le, she may not be able to succeed with teaching an algorithm how to see from an Adivasi perspective, from any other perspective which is non global north, so as to say.
Sure.
So all of those things are, I think, for me, were part of that.
So, okay, when we talk about the fact that success for a film, as far as you're concerned, I must of course please congratulate you on this, Aranya. The fact that it's made such a wonderful little roar. This piece of cinema that you've produced, it's made a lot of people question a lot of things. It's brought in a lot of wonderful reactions. Kiran Rao, for that matter. We had just, before you joined us, we had actually quoted her, saying the fact that she's obviously become an executive producer now of the film with you. So moments like those, I think, do you believe that they are victories for you? Or is it that with a debut film like this, you're looking at maybe larger aspects, like, let's say, policy change, let's say, a lot of things which, or at least starting a debate or a narrative or an entire voice for it to resonate in the ecosystem?
Absolutely. Like, I think I have my thrust from the beginning has been that this film needs to be seen by policymakers, which is what we have tried to do. We've just not kept it for cinephiles. We've just not kept it for tech folks. We've kept it for policymakers. We've shown the film extensively at India International Center. Many other. We were part of a Government of India AI panel, which was done at Habitat Center, and I showed the best clip there, the clip that you've seen. I think
Right.
the purpose of this is there is a larger idea here that we are at a time where it is either make or break for all of humanity. And especially a country like India. What is your perspective on AI? What is can you reflect your ideas in an AI which is primarily first world? I think all of that is urgent, and that's what I've been trying to do with an outreach with this film. Of course, there is an idea that with this film, it's a debut film. It'll help. Any film is you work as hard to make it a success because you want to make another film.
Sure.
But उससे ज़्यादा the film has resonated from the perspective that there is more than just being a film. There is a larger societal and a larger technological aspect. Like what is the what is the kind of future that you want to see, from that perspective, and where does India stand in it?
I would love, actually, Aranya, for you to share, maybe, since you just mentioned that you've shown it to different communities, you've shown it to organizations, talking about policies, etc., various factors. What is the kind of responses that you've probably received from, let's say, maybe the developer community, or for that matter, the large conglomerations which are using AI, and nothing wrong with it, in terms of progress, in terms of trying to advance a lot of things, maybe trying to make things easier? I would love for you to maybe share the reactions, the different reactions you've received.
They've been very interesting. They've been very, very interesting because a lot of the problems that we've discussed in the film, especially the AI art generator, the showing biases in the AI art generation, are stuff of, I wouldn't say they're stuff of the past, but a lot of that work has already happened. So a lot of reaction that was as straight jacketed as that, we've dealt with these problems already. But a lot of the more progressive conversation by in the tech fraternity was, and this I can tell you from a fact, because abhi we are going to show the film at the Gates Foundation. We are going to show the film at
Nice.
UNESCO in the next 2 days, and there's
Congratulations, by the way, on that.
thank you, and this is all in prep of the theatrical that's happening right now. But
Sure.
what this does is that there is a deeply human aspect to technology which they really responded to, which they
Nice.
said that technology is not just a faceless, brainless machine, brainless identity. There is a deeply human and humane aspect to it, not just from the perspective of itself, but also from the perspective of its application. So उस application में जैसे Google has this Google Cultures, I think Google Cultures or something is a
Right.
they have that subwing, and उसमें one of the conversations that happened was that how can we make it far more, how can they make these technologies far more approachable and far more diverse, क्योंकि अभी तो क्या है कि हो सकता है AI being primarily trained on English, it's going to lead to even further divisions
Yes.
between people who know English and people who don't know English.
True. Okay. Much of AI's foundation, well, rests on ghost work, invisible ghost work done by women in Jharkhand. So, this is important because since we've just spoken about, let's say, business houses, or for that matter, policymakers, or for that matter, like you mentioned, people who are ensconced in the system, what concrete change are you looking at, Aranya, for credits, pay, recognition? Would you like that India's AI ecosystem actually starts to adopt a lot of these factors in their regular methodology?
I think first and foremost for me, the most crucial thing is that I'm going to cite an example, right? There's a anthropologist and a civil servant called Kumar Suresh Singh. He had written a book for Anthropological Survey of India. Chaliye. For Anthropological Survey of India, called the People of India series. Right now, the People of India series is a state by state demarcation of all communities that live within that state. Now, if the government of India can digitize that and even feed it to the sort of open source places, I think it's going to lead to a lot more democratization of identity, right? That's my primary outtake with this. The other is that we need to keep the film talks about identity. The film talks about things which are still not as hard as AI's usage in warfare or AI's usage in governance, right? So from these softer ideas, I do want to talk about the more critical and the harder ideas of AI in these really difficult and really complex spaces.
Yeah. Would you feel that there will be a dialogue post this post the film that you've made? Do you feel that there would be a certain amount of at least an openness, for that matter, for you to begin those dialogues, or for that matter, have those dialogues already started?
See, I would certainly hope so. We've shown this to a considerable number of academicians, many anthropologists, many tech leaders, many film fraternity people, and very many policymakers. I think there's one thing that during the AI summit, the Prime Minister had also said about this, which is interesting. He spoke about the bias in the left and the right hand if you generate an image, and the bias conversation is already there. My whole thrust is not to just highlight the bias conversation. My whole thrust is that
very beautifully said, Aranya. I'm so sorry I'm interrupting you, but I have to compliment you on that.
Can we really go into the nuance of what India is? For example, if you look at it, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, which represents all of humanity, has that disk that represents all of humanity, which is floating in space, has perhaps 70 country songs from the US.
Yes.
But it has one rag. It has one or two ragas, as far as I know.
Yes.
And Hindustani classical or Carnatic music doesn't represent all of the music that is from India.
Yes. The rich musical culture, yeah.
there are many folk cultures, there are many tribal and other marginalized communities who have beautiful music, and none of that is represented. So I hope that it can lead to like a significant furthering of diversity and inclusion of many identities which will not find a voice if not for conversations like these.
And I believe, Aranya, you've done a wonderful job in terms of starting this conversation, because the first thing, and I have to call this out, one of the things that definitely impacted me was the universality. That it was universal in terms of the messages that you were trying to put across. You were talking about you were not talking about hate. You were not talking about aggression. You were talking about it from a point of view of the fact that, all right, let's take a step back and listen to the conversation that is taking place between people and try to absorb as much as we can from it. So I have to say kudos to you for initiating that conversation through this film. But I would also like to add,
Thank you.
You had mentioned the fact that English being a language which is primarily obviously and obviously going ahead and talk from the AI point of view and all of that, would you feel that this film of yours and maybe will be able to impact at a universal level from the point of view of the fact that language is no barrier, or for that matter no other, those at least the thoughts are being embraced?
Sorry, your voice broke up. So I got the fact that you're saying that if not for can you repeat your question?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, Aranya, is this, that with a film like this, are you going to be obviously ecstatic with the fact that it actually hits a pulse at a universal level? Because all you're doing is initiating a conversation, albeit in a regional language, but your hope is probably for it to reach the ears of people who might not even get that language. Is that where you're going with this?
No, definitely. See, the thing is that the title might be in English, but the film is in Hindi, and some of it is in the songs in the film are from a language called Kuruk,
Kuruk, yes.
which belong to the Oraon tribe in Jharkhand and in other parts of the country. My whole purpose of this outreach is that we want to show the film. The final screening, after doing the whole, wherever we've gone to Los Angeles, to wherever we've been able to go, I want to do the last screening in the village in where we shot. And the reason for that is that I'm hoping that it can, where it started, the film can have as much impact as it did in Bangalore or Delhi.
Nice.
So we can only try, but we don't know whether it'll be
all right.
Whether
Yeah,
it'll
I mean,
be in that
sorry,
way.
I was losing you back and forth. Sorry. Please continue. Now I can hear you. Yeah. Aranya, yeah, I can hear you
No,
now.
I was just hoping try that it. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, absolutely.
Hello?
Yes, Aranya, can you hear me? I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so I know I was just saying that one can only try whether the film is received in the way it is received in Bangalore or Delhi, but we are yet to test the water of taking it to really the deepest parts of the country, and I hope to in the next 2-3 months. I hope to do that.
We're wishing you all of the luck for that, Aranya. Very quickly, before I let you go, the aspect of AI impacting cinema from the point of view of the technicality of things, in terms of the fact that AI, like VEO3, for that matter, various tools like Nano Banana or various other aspects are very aggressively becoming a part of the conversation, replacing a lot of things, probably pushing the envelope from the point of view of ensuring that people are learning and trying to get as quickly as possible compliant with all of these factors. So how does that make you feel as a filmmaker? I want to understand it basically.
See, I'll tell you, there's very conflicted views about this, because aspect of this is very significant, which is that previous works, how they are being tampered with AI, it's absolutely incorrigible. People
Yes.
can't do that because there is a creative energy of many people that goes into making a piece of art, and it's it can't be decided by one party कि इसको change करके इसका ending change कर देते हैं. वो तो absolutely for me it's incorrigible, right? But the other part is there's another aspect which is very tricky, is that a lot of people will lose their jobs. A lot of
Yes.
people who work in set design, etc., it's at great risk. The thing that happens, the positive that happens, but with a significant like fallout, the positive that happens is that smaller creators will be able to make films in much lesser money, right? And it gives them a lot more control over the material. When that happens, then it may director gets at the center, and it takes away a little bit of power from the larger studio system which is in place. That I'm all for. Like I would also like to I want to make a superhero film next, right?
Nice.
And I want to make it in lesser than a certain budget, because I know कि एक film के बाद you are not going to get like 100 crores or 50 crores. You'll get a small budget, but bigger than a little bigger than this, than what I had
Sure.
at Humans in the Loop, and which was minuscule. Like if I begin to tell you, it was extremely difficult to make it in that budget. But uh, say we get a certain kind of budget which is not okay for a superhero film, then what is my option? My options are that
Yeah.
I give enough time to working with these technologies which are generating images, especially which are great with fantasy kind of genres. And I work and I generate and I put actors in that, like I shoot green screen and I put those spaces to be generated in the background, right? Maybe
Yeah.
that can have a really positive impact. Putting the creators at the center stage, they can make things for much lesser money, but there is a significant fallout because there is a whole industry. People live their lives, earn their living by working in this industry. It's going to lead to a lot of job loss, and yeah, I'm very scared about that because it's not
Oh,
like
it is
an
scary.
industry can't run without. We can only run with writers and directors or producers.
And yes, it is scary, Aranya, and for the fact that we are all cognizant of that particular fact, I just hope that we can come together as a community to probably address that. Finally,
Right. Yeah.
that one change, that one challenge, if you could secure one, let's say a policy change and maybe a one industry practice change for data labeling work as a result of this film, what would that be, and who needs to move
I
first?
think inputs from data labelers to be taken a lot more in account. I think that's something that I would like to change.
Fair enough. Aranya, it has been a true pleasure. Wishing you all of the luck over the
Thank
next
you.
2-3 days. And I'm sure that you're going to be receiving a standing ovation every time you screen the film. All of our positive energy goes out to you. And I really
Thank
hope
you.
that you keep making this kind of nuanced cinema. And before I let you go, what are you going to call your superhero?
Sorry?
What are you going to call your superhero? You wanted to make a superhero
What
film.
am I gonna call my superhero film?
Yes.
It's gonna give away the whole film. But I'm gonna tell
Hell.
you, it's a crow based idea, like crows and how
Nice, interesting.
they're related to our ancestors. That
Yes,
idea.
very interesting. Very interesting. Wow, that's fascinating. Well, we can't really wait to see that, honestly, Aranya, and wishing you all of the best. And I really
Thank
hope that your cinema keeps making the impact that you have already started to stir. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. And thank you so much for having me and bearing with this taxi ride.
No, we didn't really even understand. Are you talking about Robert De Niro? Oh.
Sorry?
Are you talking about Robert De Niro or somebody else? You
No, no, I'm
mentioned
saying thank you
taxi,
for
so I
having
thought.
me and bearing with this taxi ride. Oh, God. I get you now.
Go. Fair enough. And it's been a true pleasure.
True pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Well, that was Aranya Sahai, and somebody who has had, well, a beautiful start to a journey. He has already started to raise questions through his art, and he has started to probably, yes, initiate the conversations which are very impactful and should be a part of our narrative as we keep moving forward. In theaters this September, Mumbai, 5th September in Sinopolis, Fun Republic, Andheri. In Delhi, it's 12th of September at Delight Cinemas. Curated runs across Kolkata, Bengaluru, Chennai, Thiruvananthapuram from 12th of September. See it, please, on a big screen and applaud this man's hard work. That's the one way we can do it. And all I have to say is sometimes changing a label changes the world. That brings up.